welcome back to another podcast episode with Steel City Comics. It's your boy Turbo and your boy Reggie, and we're going to be talking a bit about everything from Marvel to DC today, as well as what's trending, what we've been buying, and also Turbo's going to share a bit of his experiences with some grading as a part to the process, turnaround, the result, and all of that. This is the first episode where our boy Turbo's broadcasting from the other side of the planet. He's moved away, but the brothership is still very much in order. First, I want to take just like a quick 1-2 seconds before I let Turbo have a chat. I think it goes on behalf of both of us. We're appreciative of all the love on the first episode. That was pretty successful in my eye.
And it was fun.
It was fun, yeah. I think we went into it just wanting to chat about books, and whatever happened, and got a pretty good turnaround. So anyone that's watched, commented, liked, subscribed, we all appreciate you very much.
Yes, thank you very much.
And another shout out to Turbo's partner, Kelsey, who, if you haven't seen it already, she was in a vlog that's up on the channel where Turbo and Kelsey went and had a suss of some stores up in Queensland, and she actually, I think by the looks of it, she did a bit of the recording, and as well she did the editing, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's kind of like our number one typical holder at the moment. She promos everything, so there's big ups for her. Very appreciative.
Yeah, she done really well, and she done it very quickly too.
Yeah, look, I was very impressed when you said how quick she did it.
Yeah, and made an intro and everything in a couple of hours done.
Yeah, and that intro made me think, man, we should... She's in trouble. She's in trouble. Back under the cupboard, Harry Potter. No, we'll let that slide just because she's been a good supporter.
Yeah.
So
she's over there drawing at the moment.
What's been going on with you? I think you've been watching a pretty decent Marvel TV show in the recent weeks.
Yeah, I've rewatched Loki, and I've watched Hawkeye.
Oh, that's on the cards for me, watching Loki again, because I think you breezed over too much of it.
It's very complicated, and you pretty much can't watch multiple episodes at a time, I feel, because if you zone out a little bit, you'll miss something key. So I think you should probably watch it 3 times, you'll understand it.
Yeah, I definitely feel that, because I've watched it once and there's a lot that I've missed, and I thought I was paying attention. Yeah,
especially like if you just finish work or something, you watch an episode when they come out or something, you're a bit tired.
Yeah.
You go out the room for 5 minutes, something happens.
Yeah, especially after like a day shift.
Yeah. And that's when they usually get uploaded to, eh?
Yeah, it falls in line with when we were working, well, when some of us were working. And then, what did you think of Hawkeye?
It was really good. The start was real fast, the middle was slow a little bit, and then it sped up at the end. I like how they integrated Black Widow's sister into it, and how they changed the hand of the Hawkeye at the end, so it's like Kate Bishop's taken over. I think she'd be a good Hawkeye. She really is. Yep. I thought it was really good. And they kept to that same 6 episodes, which is good. I hate a season that drags on, a show that drags on more than it needs to. They do their 6 episodes, they get it in, get it done, and that's it. And then they moved on to something else.
They leave enough for you to want to ask more questions, but they also do enough to tell a pretty efficient story, I think.
And because they're doing so many other shows, and they're all into each other now, they're getting the movies into the shows kind of in a way too. So
yeah,
it's just you don't need like a 15 episode season and stuff like that.
Pretty weird spot within the whole Marvel thing where Infinity Saga's finished. We're going into a new storyline, and I think, I'm not gonna say they're pressed for time, but they want to introduce more characters and more story arcs without dragging it over multiple films and stuff.
Yeah, I think the problem is, though, there's been so much been pushed back this year too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I think Doctor Strange 2, Black Panther 2, they've all been pushed back. Like,
Yeah,
the Marvels
Mobius.
have all been, yeah, they've all been pushed back now. So, yeah, I think it's not ideal for them, but yeah,
Yeah, I like they. How do you put it? It's kind of like on-screen chemistry. I don't know if it's the same thing if you're just talking about two friends, but like Yelena and Kate
mm,
Bishop have like such a back and forth. Like it makes you
yeah,
excited to see them in future projects, whether it's TV or film.
yeah, and they had some pretty good fight scenes as well. I didn't
It's
mind
good
it.
because we didn't get a standalone film for Hawkeye, so we get to see
Mm.
more of that choreography that incorporates the bows and the arrows.
Yeah, well, I think they do that well, eh? Like the not so big characters, they still give them a show, and they still do 6 episodes. You know, like same as Loki. Like
Yeah,
Loki got his own. Well, he got it in a movie in a way as well, but
Loki was a weird one. Like the way it ended, because I reckon that would have had to be, if you take it at face value, it's a pretty boring finale, but there's just so much to take in. And if you
yeah.
understand
And
what's
then the end
coming,
credits and all that. Like,
you understand what's coming, it just puts it all into perspective that this is setting up so much. But I know a few people who are like, nah, wasn't for me. It's pretty boring. And I understand that. No one wants to watch people talk for an hour unless you've come to the
yeah,
podcast, then by all means, listen to us talk for an hour.
yeah. I don't know. Where do you rate Hawkeye in the list of the MCU TV shows at the moment?
As
It's up there.
far as TV shows, I reckon it's probably better than,
Yeah.
probably the best TV show.
Mm.
I like to have a proper sit down and think where the TV shows rank in the entire universe as well. Because I've never given that much thought because I thought that would be way too hard. But
Mm.
I didn't really like the new Captain America and Falcon TV show. I wasn't real
Nah.
huge on that.
Yeah. I didn't mind it. Like it was decent, but I don't really like Falcon as like a
Yeah, I don't like Falcon, and I think I
character
was
in like the
just
comics.
a little bit salty that Bucky didn't get given the shield. I was like so hyped
Yeah.
for Winter Soldier to become Captain America, and it never happened.
Yep. Which was weird. I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah, that's
I thought
probably what
like
they
the whole
did.
show. I thought that was what was going to happen.
They probably thought that the whole community thinks one thing. Let's send them a curveball.
Mm.
Loki,
But the Falcon
pretty
did
good.
look pretty boss at the end.
Oh, with the new suit,
Yeah.
I do agree.
And the
That
shield.
looks pretty good.
He did look pretty good.
Is he gonna appear as Captain America in movies then? Is that the plan?
Who knows? Who knows?
I was just thinking, like, right then, like, I've not heard anything. So,
Well, we did see that article leak today that they're talking about doing Avengers 5.
oh yeah, I didn't read it. I saw you send it to me.
But I don't know. They had a picture of Chris Evans as Captain America on the front, so I don't know how that's going to work. But
Chris Evans.
they could have Falcon as the
unless
Captain
they
America.
unless they're gonna do like another prequel type thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
Too early to be thinking about those staple characters. I think like Captain America and Iron Man. I think regardless, they might have to be on the bench for a bit. But yeah, Loki's probably up there. WandaVision
Yep.
was weird,
Oh,
but once it started to make sense, it was okay. I like the creative direction they did with the references to old TV shows and stuff. I'm
yeah.
trying to take it in as a story, man. It was so weird for the first couple.
Yeah, you really have to like them kind of characters too to really enjoy that show.
We didn't watch it when it first came out. We watched it later when there was a bit of like a lull in what there was to watch and we had nothing on. So we thought, we'll watch a couple episodes, give it a go. And then
I really should just watch it and knock it out, eh? But
yeah, by the time you watch 2 or 3 episodes, you're committed to season. Like you said, there's only like 6 episodes or something. So you may as well just finish it
it's
off.
good, man. Wish the Eternals only went for half of what it did.
I didn't watch that when it came out. I watched it when it came out on Disney Plus. I was okay with it. It wasn't as bad as what I anticipated, but it's one of those movies that I'm not going to rush to watch again. That's for sure.
No.
Are there any other TV shows that are out that I've forgotten? 'Cause I don't think What
No.
If counts. I think that's
Nah, what if
more like a field test. See what sticks.
Yeah, and what if's like it's like a Big Bang Theory of Friends kind of show. Like, you sit there and just watch it when you don't really want to think
Yeah, that makes sense.
because there's no storyline. It's just for that one episode.
There's a bit of an overlying storyline that hangs over it, like how the Watcher's trying to tell a story, but it's not like a critical thing. Like if you don't watch this episode, you've missed out on that. And
yeah, nah, it's just it's like a standalone thing. Like the comics were like just what if.
Yeah,
What if the Silver Surfer had the Infinity Gauntlet?
That's why I think it's like a field test thing to see what got people excited, because a lot of people got excited over Marvel Zombies, and I think they're going to do a mini series about that now.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's just going to be animated. So
I really like What If though. Like, I reckon it's wicked.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I liked seeing Thanos working at a bar in nowhere. That was pretty funny. Took the chill lifestyle.
Yeah, that's the idea of like What If though. Like, that's what it should be. Like, it's just like a scenario they thought in their head that day and just do it.
That's why they've done it. It's animated. It's just for fun. Oscar
and
loved
it'd be so easy for them to make.
Yeah,
like they could pump out 3 or 4 seasons and just leave them there.
And
release them when they want.
Just keep the content rolling for them.
Yeah,
but that means if what's that, 4 shows they've released, and that would make Moon Knight coming out very soon, the 5th.
Yes.
I think that's going to be complete polar opposite to what Hawkeye was, because Hawkeye was bubbly and fun. I think Moon Knight's going to venture into some of those like more serious and
dark side of Marvel.
Yeah, the darker side of Marvel. They've got
which is good. The good side.
The good side. Yeah, well, they can't always have like fun, like comedy and humor and all that. I think Morbius might have taken that direction as well, but that's been pushed back. I've not seen too much of what's to be expected of Morbius either. I just know it looks pretty sinister.
Sony's got a lot to do with that too.
Okay.
I think by the sounds of it and the way it's like Sony's got a big hand in Morbius too. It wasn't just done by the MCU, I don't think.
Well, he is kind of like Spider-Man universe as well, so Sony
I think
cards.
Yeah, it seems like kind of like the Venom vibes, like it's MCU, but it's mainly Sony as well. Like,
don't want to complain too much because stay in their good books, so let us keep Spider-Man. Hey.
Yeah. I don't think they'll have any more issues in the future with that. I think it's they see how much money they can make together.
Yeah, I think it was more coming to an agreement of what they're entitled to.
Yeah.
But yeah, for Moon Knight, we've only had the trailers have pretty much all we've been left with. We're kind of trying to piece together what the plan is, what the plot is, based on what they're giving us. We'll touch on it a bit later when we talk about what's trending, because Moon Knight's just been popping off. Is there anything that you're excited to see with Moon Knight, or any predictions or expectations?
I actually think it's going to be the best TV show like Marvel's done.
Yeah?
And the character they got for Moon Knight as well, like, gone by the trailer, you can tell that he's like, he looks.
I always forget actors' names. Is it Oscar Isaac? Is that his name?
I think so.
All I remember him as from being from Star Wars.
Yeah.
He's a good actor, so I think he's going to be very good. And they've got Ethan Hawke, who we suspect is playing the Sun King. So
yeah, he's a good actor too, man.
A lot of comic lore is going to be getting tapped into there. Is he going to tie into the greater universe though? Because I'm not too familiar if Moon Knight has much to do with the ensembles. Like,
I think he would tie more into. I thought he ties more into Ghost Rider and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, because
like Moon Knight does. I thought that's,
and Ghost Rider is very much in the talks.
Like Blade and stuff like that as well. I thought.
Yeah, Blade they keep bringing up as well, whether that's going to happen, who's getting cast.
Yeah.
I think we had a laugh about that last episode where Wesley Snipes was a bit salty that he doesn't get to be Blade again. Something like that.
Well, you can't blame him, can you?
Yeah.
But no, I've never really read a lot of Moon Knight in my time, but yeah. I think they remind me so much of like Shang-Chi and Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're like here where the rest of the Marvel universe is up here kind of thing.
I think because they play into a lot of like cultural vibes as well. Like, you got to read about a lot more to get a better understanding. Because obviously Moon Knight, there's a lot of Egyptian culture in that.
Yeah.
Just for someone who's reading casually, it's probably going to be overwhelming. I have only started reading Moon Knight probably since they announced there was going to be a TV show. I read some of the older stuff, and then started reading the current. I don't know if it's a limited or unlimited series. I've started reading that, which has been pretty good. I didn't expect there to be so many vampires in Moon Knight.
Yeah. So you think he's going to get put into like Morbius and then Blade? I thought he was like a part of like the Blade kind of genre.
Yeah, well, given that there is all those vampires in there, it definitely ties it all together. But it looks like with that, all our like movie and film related media related to comics are going to be adventuring into more of the serious tones for a bit, rather than all the fun. Because multiverse looks like it's going to be a bit of both worlds, but on the other side of the planet, there's the new Batman film coming next month, I believe. It'd be almost a month to the day, and that looks like it's like dark vibes altogether.
Yeah, it looks wicked though.
I've been very hyped for it because they released a trailer
last week, eh?
Yeah, I think that was like a sneak peek.
Yeah.
It was like a long trailer / sneak peek of the film. But a lot of people wrote it off before they even released the trailer, just because of Robert Pattinson being typecast, because he's forever known as another vampire. Edward. But
you can't.
I think
kind of stuff just annoys me
because he's like such a brooding character in those teenage fantasy films. I straight away thought they're definitely gonna like look into how depressed Bruce Wayne can be, and it does look like that from the trailers. Like he doesn't have such a confident stature like the other Bruce Waynes that we've seen, where they're confident and they're buff, or mixture of both. And you look at him and you're like, yeah, he's definitely a millionaire playboy. And then you see the new one that they've got, it's just like, this could be just any other dude. He's down.
More realistic, real life Batman, hey? Like they did with the Joker. Like that movie, The Joker, like with Joaquin Phoenix. You know,
and it
some
definitely
crazy
looks
dude
like
sitting there talking on the train.
It looks like they're gone down that path again, because Miss Kravitz, who's playing Selena Kyle, Catwoman, she said that they're putting a lot of emphasis into her character being very human, which makes sense, because if you look at the characters that they've got lined up for this Batman film, they're more or less just people. Bruce Wayne, similar strain to Iron Man, they're just normal people with lots of toys and a big brain. Selena Kyle,
they have to try something different.
Yeah, and the Catwoman, she's just a really good thief, more or less, like acrobatic and stuff. She doesn't have any superpowers, but they've got like this real twisted version of the Riddler, which is scary.
Wicked, man. Yeah, that looks wicked. That's the stuff I love about the comics, man. When the ones that like get darker and deeper into the character.
Yeah,
because he shows that dark side of him. He's a villain for a reason because of this.
Yeah, for so long, people would have associated Riddler with Essentially, if you
Jim
just
Carrey?
visualize
Jim Carrey?
it, the Jim Carrey, like a comedian playing a guy in a bright green suit
Question mark.
who's giving out riddles, but essentially he's just having a joke. He's
Yeah.
having a laugh. And
Yeah.
then they've got the new Riddler who has like this seriously disturbing mask on. And it looks like it. If you've seen him like in an alley, he'd stab you.
Yeah.
There's barely any color, and the way they've portrayed him, at least in the trailers, it is very cryptic. You don't really get an understanding of him.
Yep.
But they've said he's based off of the Zodiac Killer, and a friend of mine messaged me. He's like, "Man, the Riddler gives me like Zodiac Killer vibes," and then not long after they're like, "Yep, we've." I think it might have been the actor even saying it. He's like, "Yeah, I took my inspiration from the Zodiac Killer." It's like, yeah, this is pretty fucked.
It looks wicked. Like, I went and watched Jackass today, like the new Jackass.
Yep.
Grew up with Jackass, loved it. So I was like, oh no, we'll go there and watch it today. And at the start of it was like 25 minutes of ads, but they had like a 4-minute trailer for the new Batman movie.
Yeah, right. Was it actual trailer or was it just like a whole scene?
It felt like a whole scene. Like, they went through everything. You could see like there was heaps of Robert Pattinson like acting as Batman and that. And I thought, like, man, I should just like pull my phone out and record this if they say anything. But like, yeah, you've seen heaps of it. You've seen the Riddler and everything. Like, you've seen the Riddler and what, pretty much Batman in full effect.
Wicked. Is he suited up or is he just like civilian?
They showed both of Batman as civilian and as
wicked.
Batman, and there's like a couple of like they dropped a couple of Easter eggs in there as well. Like, there's something to do with Alfred as well. I don't know if that was in the trailer. I can't remember seeing that. But they had all that in there about Alfred
so far.
They said that, like, all you see is Rob Pattinson's turn, who's like, "You should have not. Why didn't you tell me about this?" or something like that. And it's just like,
Okay.
It started indicating that like Bruce Wayne wasn't a proper Wayne or something as well. Like,
yeah, right. I'm so keen to see it. It's also got Penguin in it, which is it's Colin Farrell. Yeah, and
Colin Farrell's such a good actor too.
Looks nothing like him, and he's not the traditional Penguin either. Like the big round bloke having a waddle. No. Even the Batmobile, the Batmobile's like different, isn't it? It's like a Dodge Charger. Like
it was a weird scene. They showed a scene where like the Batmobile's chasing someone, and he's just like flipped it, but it doesn't look like a normal Batmobile. It looks like a car with like a spoiler.
Yeah, weird. Right. Stole it from Vin Diesel.
It still looks like a Batmobile. You could tell it was the Batmobile, but
without pushing the lines
like
of
your genuine
like the future.
Yeah. Normal Batman movie. It doesn't feel like that at all. When I watched that scene, like, it feels like they're gone in like a different direction over the other ones.
Because even
don't get me wrong,
older Batman films, like the vehicles are always like pushing the line of futuristic. And you look at the vehicles, it's like, how is that even like functional? And this one seems a lot more real, a lot more gritty and grimy.
Yep. I don't know. The scene that I watched was like a trailer. I think it was like an extended trailer.
Yeah.
It just gave me that feel like this is different to the other Batmans. Even though like that trilogy with Bane and Joker and Heath Ledger and that was brilliant.
I think
but it's this different kind of Batman. It's good.
The people making this film like publicly said they're targeting Christopher Nolan's Batmans. Like they want to be outright better.
Yep.
Did you know those Batmans weren't canon? They're like they're like original script type things. Like, I think they took inspiration from storylines, but they weren't actual storylines, and they're not considered canon, which is interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think someone was telling me about it, and that's possibly why it doesn't have Batman in the titles. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I ended up Googling it afterwards and being like, yep, well, that was correct. It's not canon, but still pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it. I'll be going watching it on release.
Well, hopefully they have it here on release. Otherwise, I'll be very sad.
I'll FaceTime you.
Yeah, it was hard avoiding spoilers for Spider-Man, and then the cinema shut on us.
I'll be able to go on launch. Depends if what roster I'm on.
For context, Turbo's enjoying his first bit of unemployment in probably since high school, eh?
16 years, yeah.
So yeah, we come from the same workplace, which is heavy shift work. So there's been a lot of jobs about checking his schedule and seeing when he's off next.
It's been good having a break, but it's been nearly a month, and I'm getting bored.
Month already? That's flown. That has flown.
Yeah, I could go back to work, but it's good that we've had this time to set up in our new apartment, and my new apartment. Kelsey's lived here for a while, but
yeah,
get ourselves set up, get us used to living here. I know my way how to get to the beach and home now, so I'm set. And to the gym and back.
Yeah, and you need to know that for all the poker stops, hey?
Yeah. Yeah, that's been copping a hide. I'm going to catch Dicko on levels soon, I reckon.
Yeah, so we'll quickly kind of touch on Moon Knight again in the way of there's been some books gone absolutely crazy. Like we both use an app called Key Collector. I'm still kind of new to it. Turbo knows his ins and outs about it, but essentially each week you can look at the top 20 of what's trending. A lot of things come into play here as to why something might be trending, and part of that is like film and alternate media spec, which is kind of good for people like us who are always wanting to know who's getting cast, what's happening, is there new projects in the works.
Yeah.
And there's also
Key Collectors is getting bigger, man.
Yeah, and Hot 10 is kind of the same, but on a bigger scale. Like that's where you're going to find your like massive comics that are pushing the 4, 5, even 6-figure sums.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we briefly talked about Moon Knight, and we've been left to piece together bits and pieces based on the trailer. And that's where this kind of stuff just gets absolutely massive. Because Moon Knight number 3, it had a 1,233% increase in copies sold. That's just all books sold, Key Collector track over multiple websites, and this
I mainly use eBay and Heritage Auctions, I reckon.
Yep. And when you're buying, that's pretty much the only two sites you should frequent as well, other than your local stores.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, this new trailer's just sent things through the roof. So in the trailer, there's a bit of umming and ahhing about who is Layla. There's a phone call, says Layla in the subtitles. So you don't actually see her name on the screen. It says unknown caller. Like that's the tricky thing. Like you watch everything with subtitles and you see people's names that you might not otherwise know. Like in this case, it says unknown caller on the screen, but the subtitles say Layla. So the theory is that she is a character called Dr. Emmett, and we're going to jump a bit back and forth here between book and film. So Mark Spector, aka Moon Knight, in the comic Moon Knight number 3, he's got a vision of a woman. She's got a crocodile head, and she's possessed by the Egyptian god Amut. And then in the trailer, this bit that I'm talking about, it says unknown caller, but on the screen of the very advanced technology phone, I think it's a flip phone from like the early 2000s, it has a crocodile's head. So people are speculating, putting pieces together. And then again in the comics, Dr. Emmett, aka possibly Layla, she treats a patient who eventually becomes the Sun King, who is an avatar of the Egyptian god Amun-Ra. In the trailer, we see Moon Knight, Mark Spector, whichever you want to refer him to, he's focusing on a statue of Amun-Ra while he's going through the museum. And if you want to go even further into that, It's playing Day and Night by Kid Cudi in the background. It clearly says day and night during that part of the trailer, which Moon Knight, here's your night, and Sun King, here's your day. So that's how everything pieces together, and together with that equation is what sends books like these through the roof, and that's what causes them to trend. You think you've seen something about Moon Knight?
Yeah. The Werewolf by Night is like his first appearance, and he's 32, and then 33 is his second, I'm pretty sure. They're like just going crazy. Like some of these numbers, like, you know, like a first appearance of a 1.8 sold from a month ago for 1,200. It's up. Well, it's sold for 920. It's up to 1,200 already in less than a month.
What grade did you say it was?
A 1.8 his first appearance.
Jeez. So it's like 1.8 is far from great quality. People just chase what they can get their hands on, really.
It depends what the 1.8's like. Like, you can get a good 1.8, but like they might just give it a 1.8 because the cover's detached.
Yep.
Or there's a coupon missing, or the centerfold's missing, or something. So they'll give it a 1.8 because they're saying it's not complete.
That's fair. But
the story's still intact. So you could get a good 1.8. Not get me wrong, but like a first appearance, like it's gone up nearly $300-400 in less than a month, and people are still buying it. It's crazy.
And this is like right on the eve of it being released as well.
But even like his second appearances have gone up by like 18%. And like 39% for like a 9.2, a 9.0 is up 54%. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, they're jumping up massive numbers.
Like that's, like, I don't understand. Like, if you really like Moon Knight, wouldn't you have these books before? Or unless like people are waiting to cash in now, like that $1,200 1.8 might be $2,000 in 2 months, I guess. But
the thing I noticed is so sometimes these sales are it's similar to like sports cards. It's very reactionary. Like you said, if you liked Moon Knight that much, why wouldn't you have it before? It's like in the NBA, a player blows up, his cards start to sell. It's like, if you really like him for, why don't you have it? And that's where all these people who are in the game to invest, they start being very reactionary.
Well, it's just like, how many Spider-Man books have we bought in the first year, or the first 6 months of last year? None. How many we bought in the last 2 months in a month?
Yeah, too many.
Because they're going down now, because Spider-Man's like,
it's
trilogy's done.
It's good for me. It's good for me.
I don't even collect a lot of Spidey, and I bought books.
Yep.
But
that's something you'd see as well, like movies that are finished, like you said, Spider-Man, and then you'll think about like your Iron Man's, their price is going to drop down.
Oh, it's like they have a lot.
Are these books really worth less, or there's just no reason to invest in them at the moment?
I would be looking at selling. If I had a Moon Knight one, a good copy, I'd be looking to sell that in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Not now. I would be selling it now. I'd be selling it in the next 3 or 4 weeks. They might release one more trailer before the show comes out, depending. Yeah. And then after that, if that hits, then the books go on eBay.
Yeah, and you do it now, but just in case there's a chance the show flops.
Yeah. Always sell before the show releases, especially if it's got huge hype.
Yeah. There's another show that we could talk about, but we've got no idea what to talk about, just because it's so much has been kept under wraps. So Astonishing X-Men #3 also trending this last week. 475% increase in copies sold, all because there were on-set photos of Emilia Clarke. She has been cast in Secret Invasion. No confirmation of what character who she is exactly. It's just people speculating a little bit. So Astonishing X-Men #3 is the first cameo of a sword agent named Abigail Brand, and ever since like January last year, they've been speculating that Abigail Brand is going to be heavily involved with Secret Invasion. So based on one photo, they're putting pieces together, and that's just made everyone go out and hunt these books. It's nutty. It's so nutty when you think about it.
I'll tell you what, right now, man, you want to be getting if you want X-Men books, to be getting them right now. I wouldn't be waiting.
Yeah, prices are going up ever since.
Yeah, them and Fantastic Four, get them now.
Them and Fantastic Four have been going up consistently. I think X-Men had a bit more of a bump with the actress who plays Jean Grey and the actor who plays Charles Xavier being speculated that they're going to have cameos in Multiverse of Madness. So,
yeah,
I think things are going to go nuts.
A lot relies on that movie, man. What's going to happen with speculation with books?
Things are going to go nuts. Like, you follow Fantastic Four, and you told me about a rumor this week that there's a possible rumor that is his first name Michael Fassbender?
Yep.
It could possibly be cast as Dr. Doom. Just imagine.
They said that he signed a pre-contract for it. There's rumors that he signed a pre-contract.
Oh, man. It's like the Premier League, man. He's 6 months away from film. We're going to sign him.
I'm pretty sure he's actually a race car driver, isn't he?
Is he?
I'm pretty sure he's a race car driver, isn't he?
No way.
I'm pretty sure he raced for Red Bull at one stage.
Nah, surely not.
I don't know. I reckon he did. I don't know.
Just
European names get confusing, but I swear he raced for Red Bull, that dude.
Just think, I've had a quick Google on my phone, Michael Fassbender, and the auto finish is like German Irish actor and racing driver. That's so crazy. He's like, must be friends with Frankie Muniz. Just think how many Dr. Doom
races on the
issues and covers are just going to go bananas even if it's not him, if that casting role has like got locked in.
Yeah, well, there's more rumors this week as well about that John Krasinski and his missus. Yeah, there's more rumors heavily again that he's going to be Mr. Fantastic. She's going to be Sue Storm. And if this is the case, and they reckon they've got the Submariner's been locked in, so like, and if he's going to play Doom, then they've only got Johnny Storm that's not really getting rumored. So, but I'll tell you what, if that's like the starting cast for like Fantastic Four and the big villains in it, seems like a good cast.
It's
man.
pretty like pretty stacked for a Marvel lineup. Like considering they're pretty cautious on getting big names. Because Krasinski, his wife Emily Blunt, they've done A Quiet Place together, so
yeah,
they're not shy from. I don't know if they've done other films together in the past or projects, because I know Krasinski does do directing, maybe producing.
I think they do directing and they help with the stories as well, don't they? I'm pretty sure.
I think he did writing for Quiet Place. I'm not sure about his partner, but yeah, it shows that they're not afraid to work together. So usually where there's some smoke, sometimes there's fire. So always got to keep an eye on the rumor mill.
And there's the thing with key collectors as well. They got an exclusive rumor and a confirmation from someone at Marvel saying that the Submariner is going to be in Wakanda forever. Yeah,
yep. And that's another issue that was trending, X-Men number 6. So in this particular issue, it's the X-Men fighting an entourage referred to as the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Namor, aka Mr. Submariner, he's joining this Brotherhood, which if you want to look in chronological order, that means he is the first ever mutant, because he appeared way back in the 30s. Turbo knows way more about the grading than me. To me, they're just like a small indicator of quality, but a 9.0 sold for $2,960 in the past week, which is just a slight increase.
Crazy.
Just a slight increase, but it's like some of the lower grades that have just launched. Like a 5.0 was selling for $740 in the past week, and that's just about 56% increase on all of last year's high.
though, like in that
Yeah.
anything under like 1 to 10 of like an X-Men or a Fantastic Four, like you give $700, man, like a 5.0 grade. That's good.
Yeah. So
That's really good.
last year, this 5.0 would have sold for 475. It's gone up 55+% to 740. Like very recently, all based off of, you could call it a confirmed rumor because Key Collector has sources as far as they can reach their hands. Like people would report to them, they'd have insiders, all sorts. But like Turbo just said, they had a confirmed rumor that he's going to be introduced in Wakanda Forever, and also there is that little bit of speculation that the X-Men might have a small feature in Multiverse of Madness, but we will see what happens there. At the moment, it's just flat out Submariner. Lots of hype behind Submariner.
Yeah, because I think like Submariner is obviously coming in Wakanda Forever, so the end of Doctor Strange 2, I think they will indicate that a bit.
Yep.
And they'll indicate the X-Men, but also remember James Gunn said a long time ago that the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special that coming this year is going to have a massive Fantastic Four character into it.
Okay, yeah.
So there's a lot of speculation. So if Doctor Doom doesn't show up in Doctor Strange 2 or Wakanda, there's a good chance he's going to be in that Guardians of the Galaxy.
Because they've dangled that carrot for us with, so he said there's going to be a major character introduced, and there's also the word that Doctor Doom's going to get introduced somewhere along the line before he's actually in a film. So
yeah,
putting
I think
two and two
together.
together.
Wakanda Forever though, because of, like the first ever villain team up in Marvel was Submariner and Doctor Doom.
Okay.
So I think that will introduce into it. I think that's Fantastic Four 9, 10, 6 maybe even 6. It's one of the early ones.
So if that's happening, then we're definitely going to get some casting roles confirmed as well.
Yeah, I think so soon. I think the Fantastic Four will be done soon, surely. Has to be.
Yeah. They play their cards so close to their chest. You have to think they've got movies they don't want to take hype away. Like, imagine being so close to Doctor Strange and everyone's talking about a movie that's not scheduled to release for a few years. So I think they've got a big role there.
It'd be interesting to know if they don't get that Michael Fassbender as Doctor Doom. It'd be interesting.
When you mentioned it to him, it's like I could just picture it, just because of how like firm and well spoken he can be. He'd be like such a good villain, but the way he
definitely needs such a strong character person to play that role.
The X-Men films that like the second lot where they kind of go in the past and come up to present time, where he plays Magneto. I think he plays the anti-hero so perfectly in that. Yeah. So I think Doctor Doom will be like along the same lines, I reckon. Because Doctor Doom has issues with Kang as well.
Yeah. Doctor Doom's fought everyone, man. He's my boy. He fights everyone. He don't care.
And
get the Avengers back out. He'll fight them.
Drag him out of retirement. Just slap him. And
he's the best Marvel villain.
I got one more issue that I had on my trending list while we're talking about casting and all that. There was another confirmation this time for DC. We get a little bit of love for DC. Batgirl #1. This is where Barbara Gordon, who was known as Oracle, she assisted Batman. She returns as Batgirl. We had an increase of 975% in copies sold, as there was a casting call out in October last year. They finished that casting call with Ivory Aquino, American Filipino actress. She's being cast in the role of Alicia Yeo in the upcoming Batgirl film, and this has been massive news. Both Marvel and DC have been pushing the forefront of being more and more inclusive, and in this instance, a part of the DC cinematic universe, Ivory Aquino is going to be the first transgender cast member. So that's
I
pretty
did
good.
see that, eh?
So Very good, very good, very inclusive. I don't know much about the Batgirl film, actually. I
It
completely
got delayed
forgotten.
as well, didn't it?
Yeah, and plus, there's also a
Seems like
Batwoman TV show, which I think because
Yeah.
that already exists, it kind of overshadowed the fact that they've got a film for Batgirl in the works and kind of counteracts each other when I was trying to think of them.
Imagine having them books 12, 18 months ago, though.
Yeah,
You would have got them so cheap, man.
I'm not sure if prices are like through the roof, but the amount of copies people are selling just to, if you think about it, what's trending because like, these casting roles, these projects get launched, that's people stocking up for what could potentially end up on the other top 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, it all plays into each other, and that's why having the app is good. I had the app for a while,
really good app,
but didn't have the subscription. Turbo got me onto it ages ago, and it's so good because they get notifications straight away as soon as something's announced. It's wicked.
It's good to go back to check like keys as well, man. Like, all right,
Yeah.
that is what that is. And they all go by what CGC and CBS say as well, CBCS. So
yep, and that's good for someone like us who always browsing eBay when probably should be saving up pennies, seeing if we're paying a good price.
It's a bit hard when you're unemployed.
Yeah. While we're on that topic, so what have you been buying or chasing? If you've watched the vlog, you would have seen Turbo pick up some absolute scores in the past week.
Yeah. Well, I got my FF25.
That's so good. So, I love the old artwork of the Hulk. He looks so like tortured.
Probably a 3.0.
Yep.
Maybe a 4 if we're lucky. The whole book's there. I got the woman to check. The whole book was there before I bought it. Make sure. There's a few spine ticks.
All right. So she got it out, went through it in front of you.
Yep.
Wow, that's sick.
I wanted to make sure that, like, you got your centerfold and everything, and there's no cutouts for coupons and stuff.
Yeah. Some kids just decide to colour in half the characters.
Yeah. Well. And I got a slab of Halo 8. This is my first Halo slab.
Yeah, right.
Black Bolt cover, off-white pages, Fantastic Four 46. I've got Inhumans second appearance. I've got Inhumans number 1 appearance. FF45 slab. FF53 second appearance of the Black Panther. First appearance of Claw. First appearance of the Black Panther's dad.
Oh yeah.
But it's a fair bit of damage to it, and it's got a coupon cut out. So I don't know if I get that slabbed, it's going to be the great. I'm going to have to get it pressed and cleaned as well. So
yes, you might be.
There's like a little pencil mark there. Pencil you can clean out in a press and a clean. Pen you can't. But yeah,
you'd probably be forking out quite a bit for a low grade.
Yeah.
Once you factor in all the shipping as well.
Yeah, I probably could have got a slab, like a 450 grade for like another $100 for that.
Yeah.
Really. Wasn't the best investment, but I got it. I might not even get that one graded, to be honest. But I got 78 as well, just because it was selling pretty cheap.
Yep.
I think that's the first appearance of the Mastermind or something like that.
Yep.
But I don't know if you can see it. But like the actual spine is actually in really good nick. Like crazy nick.
Red ones kept in the bag.
Yeah. Must not be a big book because he hasn't merit it much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really bought many books. They're the ones I bought. Well,
yep.
The 25 is pretty big, but you could probably buy about 5-6 books with the amount of money I spent on getting that.
Yeah, at least you got to visit stores at the same time. Get a bit of a...
Yeah, that was fun.
Get a bit of a look. I'll pop the link in the description, so anyone who wants to gander, have a look.
And the woman did say to me that she does have a FF52, she reckons. So.
Oh, yeah. She says that in the video. I reckon that she'll have to check for you.
So I'm going to ring up tomorrow, Monday morning and see what she says.
Right after he said he hasn't been buying much because he's not working.
No, that book there I'll get.
Yeah.
I'll just eat baked beans for a week or two. I don't care.
Nah, it's all right. Getting shredded for stereos. Now, I haven't bought too much myself. I did get those 2 Iron Man books, which I Snapchatted you today. I've taken everything to the shed today, so I've literally got nothing here except for my 2-read pile.
They looked in pretty good nick, though.
Yeah, they were wicked. I got them for a decent price as well. So, like we just mentioned earlier, like prices would be down for certain stories. Iron Man being one of them because he's probably going to be on the bench for a bit.
Yeah,
So,
good time to buy them, man.
So that's just good for my personal collection. But besides that, I've just been getting my usual new releases, all the stuff I've been reading. There is
a few ASMs as well, didn't you?
Some Black Cat minor keys. Like I got I think I talked about last time. I got her 2nd appearance. Now I've got her 3rd appearance. Can't afford the 1st appearance yet.
Well, it's probably best to get the 2nd and 3rd appearance now because they're going to go up.
Yeah, like people in similar positions who can't get that big 1st appearance, they'll just go to the next best thing. With what I've been reading, because I read a little bit too much, I read Swamp Thing, Green Hell by DC recently, and it's the first time I've read any Swamp Thing. And I was like blown away. It's like ruthless and has a good story. Very, very harsh. I had very little idea about the Swamp Thing, so I was pretty much going in pretty fresh. And after I read it, I was like, man, I need to chase some of these old books. So I've got probably a dozen like the original books in my watch list on eBay. I wouldn't mind chasing them in the near future because I can't keep chasing Spider-Man for like the rest of my life unless I want to go broke. Well, there's enough like Amazing Spider-Man that isn't relevant that you can pick up for like $10.
I think a lot of people think that as well. They think like, oh, it's an older comic, or you collect comics. You're like, oh, what about that comic over there? How much is that worth? It's like, what do you mean, man? Like, you gotta look at it first. Like, what the grades like, what kind of keys, what issue, what series, like.
Yeah.
It's not every old comic book is worth thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Speaking of Spider-Man, I've been reading the current version of the ongoing series. I think we're up to the back end of the 80s. Yeah, 85, 86, 87, etc.
Jesus.
Still following Ben Reilly because Peter Parker's out of action. That's been okay. It started off really good, but I think it's stretched out a bit too much because it's a lot to do with the Beyond Corporation and how they're trying to commercialize Spider-Man for their own use. And yeah, I think the story's just gone a bit stale for me. I did look up how long this arc might have left, and I think they're refreshing Spider-Man again and going for another number 1 very soon, so I'll be alright with that.
Well,
he's had a lot of
I actually bought some modern books.
Yeah?
Yeah, I bought the new Black Panther 2021 one.
Yep.
There's, I think, 3 episodes out. I got 1 and 2 on the way. And I bought the 2018 Fantastic Fours just to read. But
yeah, I haven't read the new Fantastic Fours, but at least if something released in 2018 and you want to read it, you've got heaps. You can just binge it. It's like finding something on Netflix that's been out for a couple of years.
I bought like the first 4 and I'm like, I'll read them, see if I like it, then I'll get some more. But yeah. But I did send you a link during the week that they're redoing the Fantastic Four. I can't remember his name. He did it in the early 90s and they changed the Fantastic Four team to like the Hulk. Yeah.
I was looking at that and I was like, there's no way this was ever a real thing. And no way this is a real thing. And then it said it's based off something they've done before. And I was like, no way this exists.
Yeah. And it looks, I think they're only doing it as like a mini part series.
Yep.
So yeah, that would be real cool, I think. Like something different, and it's like a what if. Yeah, I think it's only going to be like an 8 or 10 part like mini series though.
Yeah,
but I like mini series because I lose, like you were saying with the Spider-Man, you know, up to 80 odd, man. It's just like come on, like
Drainer.
this.
Drainer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the miniseries these days
it's weird that
are better.
Ghost Rider's going to be a big part of that Fantastic Four, because I'm reading Avengers Forever, which it's kind of based around Ant-Man in the future. It seems like it's in the future, like it's dystopian. But Ghost Rider seems like he's one of the main villains in this, because he pretty much runs the wastelands. That was pretty cool to see him feature so heavily, and he's also featured a little bit in Marvel Dark Ages, which is another limited run based around an EMP like event removes all electricity from the world, and it's not your typical good people, bad people. Like, the groups have merged, and depending on what side of electricity they are, they've split into like two groups. But essentially, all the pirates who are running the waters, who like pretty much loot anyone that tries to cross, because boats are the only real mode of long distance transport. Like, Ghost Rider's given them all his powers, so they're like Ghost Raiders. It's pretty cool.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, that's another series that's been pretty good if you ever get bored. Like, Iron Man runs off of steam, shit like that.
Yeah, well, it seems different, so it might be good. Not the same story every time.
Yeah, and it follows that that short term attention span thing. Like, they're usually 6 to 8, maybe sometimes 10 issues. So
yeah, that's my kind of range.
Yeah, if you read 2 or 3 and it hasn't captured your attention, there's no point buying the rest.
Yeah. I learned my lesson. That's why I only buy them 3 or 4 of them Fantastic Fours.
Yeah.
See if I like the first few. If I don't, I ain't getting the rest of the series.
It's not like a long running series. It's like, oh, maybe in a couple months it's going to come good. Maybe.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, how was your ASM 120?
I have it here. Yeah, this one's not going in there into storage with the rest. This one stays on my computer.
Yeah, I thought I'd surprise you. You had a rough week, so I thought I'd do something nice for you. And it's actually kind of a key book too. Like, yeah. There's I think 121's the other part to it. Okay. I think, yeah. It's actually, I think it's the first time the Hulk and Spider-Man fight.
All right, I didn't know that. It does have Hulk and Spider-Man fighting on the cover.
Yeah.
And it's always good when Hulk's fighting someone on the good side of things. No,
I thought I'd do it for a little bit of surprise for you.
I love it. Definitely cheered
Looked
me
a
up.
pretty good nick too.
Yeah, it is pretty wicked.
That's good, man.
Yeah, I've kept that on my desk rather than putting it in the boxes with the rest of them. It's a special one. I'm not going to send that one off to get graded. He's going to stay with me. But I think last time we talked about it, you had sent stuff off there with you now, or at least back here.
Yeah, they're back in Australia, and they're in my lockup and or back in my case where they belong.
Yep.
In their safe. I sent away the big trilogy of the Fantastic Four. If anyone knows about comics, about the Fantastic Four, 48, 49, 50, humongous books. They're some of the biggest books Marvel's ever produced. And we were actually talking about this the other day, that 45 to like 52 was 7 books.
Yeah.
They were all huge.
Yeah, because there were major characters like in almost every
the
issue.
Black Panther, the Inhumans, Galacticus, Black Bolt, Silver Surfer, the Watcher, all in it. Like,
yep.
I think when they done that in the 66 and that, they didn't realise what they were doing, like what it would become,
Yeah, that would have just been making characters for the sake of enjoying it.
Yeah, and they made probably some of the most known and biggest Marvel characters in a year.
Yep.
Crazy. Like, when I look back and looked at it, I was like, wow, that's actually like nuts. So I had 48 sent away, and that got a 2.0 grade, which I thought was actually going to get a 1.5. I thought all these books were getting 1.5s because they were barely together.
Yeah.
And they weren't in the best nick, but all the stories were there, though. So, like,
yep.
I knew that I could at least maybe get that. I got a 2 for that 48, which is good. And that's a 2.0 grade. That's a $1,200 book.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy. Like,
Shows you
But I was also,
how like sought after the books are when something at that end of the grading scale is still so valuable.
like you get like a 5.6 of like 48, man. That's
Is that
$10,000
was
book.
that the one you bought off of Facebook?
Yeah, so I
I
got all three of these.
remember you saying like you knew that it wasn't the best Nick, but like you needed to have it.
Yeah, because he was selling the trilogy with a lot of other books. I don't know if this dude was like trying to get into collecting or he didn't know much about it and he had these books and then he just thought, oh, I can rip these off for like, cut like 700-800 each, but no one was buying them. So he's put them in like a Facebook group. The dude was pretty dodgy, to be honest, and I didn't really want to send money to PayPal. So I sent half the money first up and I said, did you give me a ID number and like a tracking number for Australian Post and I'll send the rest? And he's like, oh, yeah, all right.
It's still
So he did
sketchy
that.
though.
Yeah, but like it was a bit sketchy, and I was just like, I've never really seen this dude post in the group much. Like, never really seen him, so it was a little bit iffy. But he had a lot of other books in with it that I don't know if he'd done his research, but he didn't really know what he was selling. Like I got him for 1,400. These books, the 48 is nearly worth 1,400 by itself.
Yeah,
at a grade. None of these were graded. These were all raw. So I got 48, 49, 50. 49's covers detached, so it's not. You're getting a 1.0 grade, 1.5 grade I got for it. He had Avengers 87, The Origin of the Black Panther. Decent book. He had ASM 316 and 317. 316, I'm pretty sure, is the first full cover of Venom.
Yep.
And his third appearance, like proper appearance. So that's a $400 or $500 book, and it's in actually really good condition.
Yeah, right.
And then I had Marvel Premiere 15, the first appearance of Iron Fist.
Yeah.
And this is actually in a really good, this is an 8.0 to 9.0 grade of that. At one stage, that was a $6,000 book.
Yeah, I reckon that'll pop off eventually because I think there's talk of Iron Fist being used. I think there's an Easter egg or something maybe that alludes to Iron Fist being used in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, he will. He'll come back into it because he's such a big like character in with Shang-Chi. So like, and he's already had his TV show, so it's not like they have to think about much of introducing him. They will. But yeah, I got all these books and the 48, 49, 50 are the ones that I wanted like badly. But when I looked at the other ones and like how much I paid, I was like this. And I got a Secret Wars of the newer one signed by the dude who done it too.
Yep.
So I'll be able to send that off to CBCS. I don't know how much that's worth. I haven't really looked at it, but it's in good nick.
All right. So you have to let me know because I think I've got a couple things that I could send with you and I'll chip in for postage.
But with the covers attached, I've still got a 1.5 for 49 and a 1.5 for 50.
Yeah.
And I sent Fantastic Four annual number 1 away and I got a 3.0 for it.
What were you expecting for those three? Is that about the mark or?
Yeah. I was expecting that.
Yeah.
I was hoping the annuals are so hard because they're bigger page books. They're 72 or 80 pages. So like the spines in them, and they're from the 60s as well. Like people don't realize these books are 60 years old now.
Yeah.
So you always get wear and tear on the spine on annuals. And when you actually look at the grading notes and like the way they grade annuals, you actually get like a bit of leverage for rip in the spine.
Okay.
Yeah, so like if you got a little bit of a rip, like I think it's less than half an inch or something, they won't really degrade the book for it.
That's so good.
Yeah, because the 72 pages, like massive, like the spine.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I've like heard, like in some instances, if it's in a certain era, if there's been small amounts of writing on covers with pencil, they don't factor that into grading. Yeah, because of the era.
Yeah. Yep.
It's so crazy. It's good. It's good.
That's why you can press and clean though. Like press and clean gets most pencil out too, just not pen. But yeah, like a lot of people don't realize that you can get pencil out. Like that 53's got pencil. It looks like pencil on the right in the middle where claw is. So hopefully I can get it out and get a higher grade for it. But
these books that you just got back, they were from CGC or CBCS?
CBCS.
Yeah, and their turnaround time was real quick. It
was unreal. I got them back in a month and a half.
That's mental.
But these weren't pressed. These were quick streamed. I'm basically paying $80 to $90 to get them graded a book, Australian, quick strength.
Is that for the submission or including postage?
The postage is added at the end, and the postage is ridiculous. Like to send them, it cost me $135 with insurance. To get them back, it cost me $200.
That's crazy.
Like it actually cost me $213 to send them back. So I think it worked. It's like it nearly costs more to send the books over there than get them graded.
That's crazy, but that's the lengths you go to preserve them.
But CBCS were 100 times better to deal with than CGC. Yep. Like I don't think the only book I will send to CGC again is TMT #1 because they do magazines. I don't think CBCS do magazines yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if they do, then I don't know. There's like a grey area that I'll have to get in contact with them and ask them. But
yeah, you could probably find.
I don't think I've ever even seen a TMT book and CBCS.
Like I swear I've seen like Ronin books, but it might have been like another grading company.
Yeah, all TMT books and magazines are always big A. That's the way Kevin Easton does it.
Have you because they're locked up, you haven't had them in hand yet?
Nah.
I was going to ask you.
And they sent me pictures, but like
I was going to ask you how it compares, like the slabs compared to Halo. Now
the
that
slab, yeah. Actually, my mum said to me. My mum actually said to me, she goes, "This is the best kind of slab. Like you've got, like I've seen in the comics, and she can't really tell the difference. But she goes, you could." I told her to grab one of the CGCs out, and she goes, "Oh no, like the CBCS ones are 10 times better slab."
Yeah, I've got a few actual, like, CGC ones, and they're pretty clunky. Like considering it's just a book in them.
Yeah, but they give off the blue rings, man. You get the blue rings on your comic.
The CGC ones do.
Yeah, you can't keep CGC out in sunlight. Like I wouldn't keep any slab out in sunlight, but like on a light and that, man, like they'll get the blue rings and everything. But apparently with the CBCS, they actually some of the slabs stops UV lights.
Okay.
Yeah, like I've read like heaps up about it, and you actually feel the case, man, and they're full waterproof. Like
yeah, I've seen one get dunked in a fish tank. That was sick.
Like them slabs are like you could grab them and like full. I could move a bit away, but in no way you're breaking them, man.
Yeah,
like you're pretty much going to need like a saw to cut that open.
Yeah,
which is. I
was going to see if you could compare it with your Halo one, but what's the Halo one now that you've got it in hand? Because I think we've joked before. Like I always thought they were like shrink wrapped.
You can get 2 different kind of Halo slabs
because they do the soft ones as well.
Yeah, they do the soft ones. This is a hard one. Definitely lighter than a CGC.
Yep.
It's definitely a bit got more flex in it, but
it looks physically thinner just from like looking over the cam.
The comic doesn't move though.
No,
so that's a good bonus. Like
probably
you get some slabs
shrink wrap then.
Yeah, let's make a bit of noise though.
Yeah, it's pretty noisy. I can hear that from here. It sounds like squeaky.
Yeah, I don't think it's the best slab, but I don't know, man.
They're local though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're from Brisbane, so they're only down the road.
Yeah, so they'll probably be good for like
fucking chip in the slab
books that
taking that back.
So it's probably from all the squeaking. They'll probably be good for like the real low grade books that you just want to preserve. Don't want to send so far away.
Well, that's what I said to Kelsey. I said I might send this to CBCS to get them to slab it and grade it. But then I think like it is a key, but it's not like a huge key. Like it's not like a 48 or something.
Like the book you were just showing us before, that's got the coupons missing and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
just to keep it preserved in plastic, that'd probably be alright.
Yeah, I might.
Cost you bugger all on postage.
But there was another good thing when I talked to that woman. Is that she said there's a fair few presses and cleaners in Brisbane that I can get hold of.
Yeah, right. That'd save you heaps if you can like walk-in service. Yeah,
so I can drive up there for the day and they'll clean and press my books, and then I can send them off to CBCS. It saves me heaps of time, saves me heaps of money. Like, yeah.
And also the anxiety of not having it in reach.
Oh.
Like, just when I've had stuff sent overseas, it plays on your mind. Like, where is it? Is it coming back?
Like my latest, like that's gone over to CBCS.
Yeah.
That's been on a plane for the last 2 weeks. It's gone on 3 different flights or something. I don't know where it's gone. It's come back to Australia or something.
Yeah, they're great in the air, on the go.
Yeah, that's starting to worry me because there's some big books in there. And it's
yeah, it's not what you want to see when you look at tracking info. Like,
nah. Like, it's good that I hope Halo do get better.
Yep.
Like, but it's only like 2 dudes that do it, but I don't think it will. Like, not in the next 6 months or year. It might over 5 years, but
it's hard
I wish
in
it did
Australia
get good
as well, because
yeah,
if you're in Australia,
I really
you're
wish
only
CGC
servicing
was starting to come
Australia.
here.
Yeah.
I might get a hold of CBCS and tell them, man, you need to get a company set up here, like a warehouse or something, man, and graders here.
Or even if you just have like some sort of partnership, like with I send my sport cards through Cherry, because Cherry have I don't know what you'd call it. Let's just call it partnership. They have a partnership with Beckett Grading, and each submission is flat $50. They cover the postage and everything. So
that's good.
You save so much time. You could pay more for their streamlined services as well. But
yeah.
Problem with that is being on the slow service. I've been waiting almost 18 months for probably my most recent submission.
That's crazy, man. Is it Beckett that's with CGC, or are they with CBCS?
Yeah, they're with
one of them, eh?
Oh, they're with CBCS, because I didn't know that until you got me to look at them. I looked it up and like, wow. And I was amazed that they're open.
See, the thing is though, like a lot of people now are like saying, "Oh, I'm not going." That slab is trio grade. Yeah, it's the same as the CGC grade, but they're like, "Oh no, the CGC slab's worth more because it's CGC."
Yeah.
Why? This is like I think that gap is starting to come down. A lot of like bigger, comic people are going through CBCS.
A lot of content creators we follow who are pushing more and more for CBCS because they're happy with the turnaround, they're happy with the quality, and like because they're the big ones are obviously experts in the field to an extent. They're comparing them side by side and being like, there's barely any difference between the same grade.
Yeah. So, and CGC prices just went up.
Yeah, right. That's definitely.
So you're going to pay another $15 for a book that takes a year and a half to get back here. Why would you do that? Like,
yeah,
I did it at first because I never really knew like nothing about submissions, and I wanted to figure it out. You know, like didn't send big books off, sent like Ronins off. Yeah, which I want to keep because you don't know what's going to happen in the future with them, but.
I don't know. In the future,
like, man, I'm not sending another book back. Oh, don't get me started on that. But I won't send another book off to CGC.
Yep.
I'm not waiting a year and a half for a book. Well, like, how can you sell a book, man, if you're just sitting there waiting that long? The hype's gone.
Yeah. Especially if you're in the side of collecting that's chasing investments.
But it'd be interesting to see this next lot when they do get there and how long they take, because I split my submissions up. So because if you press one and don't press the other, they'll wait till the press one's done before they do the others.
Okay, yeah, just
So I split them up. So the first lot to get done weren't getting pressed. They'll just get graded what they are, and these ones are all getting pressed and cleaned and then graded. So we'll see what the turnaround times are like on that. But they're getting fast pressed. Because it was like an extra $10 to get every comic fast pressed.
Okay.
So and it was like cut the thing in like 60% time or something like that.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see some of the results on them in probably maybe not next episode, one after that. See how we go.
I can't wait to see my FF16 in a slab.
All right. On that note, I think we've chucked together a pretty good episode. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's been good fun.
Good fun again.
Yeah, really enjoy it, eh? Something different, it's good.
Yeah, we were chatting before we went live about stuff that probably could have gone in as well. That's just what spawned this idea, us chatting about it anyway. So let's get people involved.
Yeah.
At the moment it's looking like we're pushing the boundaries of an episode a month, so hopefully we can try to keep that up.
Yeah.
Plenty to talk about. We'll start thinking about what we're going to do next episode, because that's pretty much what we did after the last one. I'll
keep
leave
looking for more comic book stores to find.
I'll leave the link in the description for Turbo's little adventure. It's a pretty good vlog. Got me pretty jealous. So you guys can check that out. What are you doing there?
This is what my lovely partner got me.
No, made a sweet backdrop.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, she has to make me one now.
I'll put that down there before I break it.
Yeah, then she won't be helping us anymore. Alrighty. Anyone who's enjoyed hanging out, leave some comments. We love to chat about it. So if you've been reading anything, buying anything, if you've got any expectations for Moon Knight or Batman, let us know. If you enjoyed Hawkeye as well, feel free to let us know about that also. Any ideas you want us to talk about in the future, we are open to ideas as well. So keep the
if you want to
feedback
sell
coming.
any Fantastic Four books.
Yeah, if you want to donate some books to us, let us know. We'll open up a PO box or something. But yes, leave a comment if you would like to. Leave a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.